Alright, good evening everybody. This is FFXIV and welcome to my continued playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion. It has been quite a while and I am glad to be back. Just had some personal stuff going on, or stuff going on in my personal life rather, and yeah, it just kind of kept me from playing. But I'm glad to be back because I left on a pretty big cliffhanger and I've been dying to know what happens next. And it seems like we're going to Alexandria, which is the capital from Final Fantasy IX, if I remember correctly. And there's definitely some very direct Final Fantasy IX references in terms of the music that I heard there during certain cutscenes with Queen Sphene. So yeah, without holding back anymore, let's just go and figure out what's going on in Alexandria, I guess. Oops, the wrong button. Gotta get used to playing Final Fantasy XIV again. Okay. Heritage found. Okay. That's right. I feel like I should have a different mount for this zone. This one would kind of be suitable. Oh wait, no, we should do Arc. That'd be perfect. Oh boy, still feels really slow though. Oh, I thought I got 6 already. Apparently I didn't. I must have forgotten. Well, we'll head to this one next then. Ooh, this music's going hard. Uh-oh. Okay, up here. Okay, well, let's try this out, see how we do. Uh-oh. We can handle this mini. Love my new AoE combo. Oh, that's it. Nice. And we got a boost. Okay, any others nearby? Nope, not at all. Okay. Then let's keep going. Super, super slow. Myrmidon. Alright, you're those weird things. Oh, you're a gallows beak. Yep, we're gonna avoid you. Ooh, what do we have over here? What's that over there? Well, looks like they wanted me to go over here first. Towns. Oh, here we go. So what is this place? That looks really dumb. Yep, that doesn't match at all. Let's hide headgear for now. A most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? I wonder what this one is used for. It's a relief to see the people here as well, at least. Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. Okay, Lady Sveen. Interesting clothing. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tural? They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Turali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Interesting. Oh, there's fate down there. Well, wait a second. Oh, there's the aetheryte right up ahead. Let's go here first. So is it like misting or raining over here? like a regular person. Or maybe not. You have the weird headgear. Oh. Yup, you kinda. So maybe Electrope is all this purple stuff? It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of the ceaseless gloom, almost. It's fascinating how they combine traditional bricklaying with electrope-based engineering. A curious blending of two cultures. I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious. Yet. This is a Tonawatan village. Or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions. It's a relief to see the people here are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Yassilani. Oh, just a blast of nostalgia.
Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
There's things on your head.
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as Queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi. Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
Who is she reminding me of? Can't think of it.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve, Wuk-Lamat, and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Ah, where are my manners. I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a ton of Wautenrig to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
Oh.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Wonder why?
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Popone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Years.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
So they didn't create the barrier? Or was Zoralja? Very curious.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Ah, that would be why he said that. So he wasn't aware of the time dilation either.
Years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Suppose time is still passing faster in here?
I was able to make contact with Yestola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
Huh. Then what slowed it back
based on
down?
the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
Oh.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
I hope Sphene doesn't end up being bad. She seems really sweet.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care.
But we did see her in Tuliolao when the attack was happening. Did she come with, Zoralja, maybe? And then when he returned, she came back too?
Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
What's with the things on their heads?
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Very curious. Where is... Ah, here we go. First, let's attune. There's the gemstone trader. There we go. And we still have this one down here. No, we don't. But we have this one up here at least. And that should be enough for our last one, I think. Then we can start moving faster. Is this the one with the bugs again? The music here is so epic. Ah, yeah, it is the bugs. Okay. Some over here. You didn't see anything. You might see me though. Yep. Uh-oh, this could be bad. Oh dear. Ouch. Kinda hard to see where these guys are looking. Okay. Is that enough? 12? Nope. Need more. See me? Yep. Uh-oh. You see me. You're way over there. Whatever. It's probably enough. There we go. Okay. There is another one over here. Might as well do this one. What is this one? Oh, these guys. That's gonna be troublesome. Okay. Stay on the outskirts. Seems like most of the Fate Hunt trains have died. Which makes sense because it's been several weeks. Or not several, but a few weeks. Oh! Because these used to be really hard, I think due to the number of people that were in each zone. But now they're not too bad. So the zones must be more empty now. Sage in the house. That might not be the wisest idea, dude. And then again, you seem very strong. Thank you, person. Anyway, back here we go. That's right. Activate my free company buff. There we go. Forecast terminal. Ooh, that's an interesting device. Don't recommend you go strolling outside. If the lightning doesn't get you, the beast will. Exploring farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there are no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there's much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. A day in the life. And we get some Turali tart. Sveen is eager to show you around. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yupue's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yupue's Halo. Oh. But you know what? Before that, let's go to the gemstone trader. As luck would have it, the reforgers have brought in a variety of wares. If you have any bicolored gemstones, I would be happy to trade with you. Nice. There's the map. Gomphotherian skin. Oh, haven't seen one of those yet. There we go. There we go. Now we're moving a little bit faster at least. I think a river used to flow here. I thought it was a road. Oh. What do you suppose they keep inside this building? Here we are. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sveen, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. 'Twould appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sween company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wukelmat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill, and spoken with the other farmhands. My duties here are quite varied despite being merely a farmer. We all have to do our part if we're to prosper. Oh, we're going all over the place. I changed my mind. It's too big for now. Let's go with the Garland GL. There we go. That's better. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields, mostly. Watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamp sweeps in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. I wonder if their memories were taken from them? Because even though it was 30 years ago, I imagine you would have noticed an event of where all of a sudden you can't get out of your area. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then? Well, this here's the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside. which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and Electrope complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there, find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Yeah, their memories must have been modified. Like, why else would you all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, the tower? Can I go inside? No, I cannot. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of the livestock. Here at Yupui's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow too attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. I wonder if those things on their heads change what they're seeing. Like, do they see things the way that we do? Because I feel like they'd be much less happy in an environment like this after living in a non-electro-zappy environment. It's a vehicle? It's a shame Kona's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you have had your fill speaking with the farmers? Then let us return to Mahusa. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Yeah, I was amazed that everyone loves their work. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always, they take to their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have been charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. We could take care of it for you if you like. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Tuliolao. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Averick is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept, but please take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. No, we aren't going very far at all. Thunder Spirit. Can I go under the bridge? Nope, apparently not. Okay, and that takes care of that. Wow, you really are strong. Ah, you're both all right, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed. With this, we won't have to ask Seralja's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sween. That's enough, Mausa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folks here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Sveen, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are all done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? My apologies for laughing earlier. Your friend painted an image so far removed from the Sveen we know, I couldn't help myself. Saraja, you bastard. On the cloud. Sveen would take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts? I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. So much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Do you hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Soul cells.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
I think it's more literal here.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a void gate, or even with the Crystal Tower.
Huh.
In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
Yikes.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
Maybe she wasn't the one that Zoralja was talking to in the gate to the Golden City.
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
Any word?
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
You didn't exactly answer the question there.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Solution 9. Finally.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
He's still very dodgy with questions, for reasons unknown.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Care to elaborate, please? Don't just walk
Any
away.
person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud.
And you just accept that?
Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
No, please elaborate. Interesting. This is very unsettling. We'll see how it is with the other people. As far as I could tell, Pepone genuinely had no recollection of... let's try it again. Pepone genuinely had no recollection of Namika. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. What's going on? How could Pepone suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. Oh, and now we have some new quests. Okay. So, let's go do some questing too. This is a pretty big area. Electrope enthusiast. Hey, I have the same hairstyle as you, except you're much taller than me. Miracle of Electrope. The Electrope enthusiast is scrutinizing the machinery. Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's special guest, did our electrocapacitor catch your eye? The machines here run on Electrope, so the capacitor serves as a battery, storing the lightning energy as it rolls in from all the pylons we've erected. If you're interested, I'd be happy to show you around, tell you more about our system. Piqued your curiosity, eh? First, let's head downstairs to see the power converter. Wonder if those trees... Oh, those trees are electrified. Wasn't expecting that. I was gonna say they must have come from Alexandria, I guess? Where are we going? Oh, down there. Is there a way down here? Oh, over here. Uawasha? Guac away. Uawasha has a spray bottle with your name on it. Hey, I know you. You toured the farms with Her Majesty, right? How about something a little more hands-on? I've been assigned the role of cleaner, and one of my duties is the periodic application of insecticide. Here, I marked a few areas in need of treatment on your map. Take this extra strength debugifier and give them a good liberal coating. Let me know when you're done, okay? Alright. Over there. Oh, we're spraying the trees? Okay. This tree seems less electrified. Extra strength debugifier. This industrial-grade repelling insecticide has been proven to work on every six-legged abomination under the sun. That's saying something. And it looks like... Ooh, there's a gate there. Now let's see if I can cross that. Got a person in here, maybe? That is a curious combination of technology, I guess. Paquina? Natural selection. Paquina has a produce picking problem. I'm not sure what you're doing here, but I certainly won't look a gift Ronik in the mouth. Could you go and fetch me a vegetable? Or I should probably explain. I'm trying to plan out my dinner tonight, but for the life of me, I just can't decide what to make. It won't be much trouble, I promise you. Go to Yupue's Halo and speak to Shepimenye. He's bound to have a few seasonal offerings. Okay. This is so weird to have, like, clay and wood mixed with these, like, metal tables and stuff. They even have tablets here. Weird. What's up here? Door to the outside where I can't go out. Oops. I've been playing Honkai Star Rail for a while, and I still have the controls in my head right now. So I keep pushing the wrong buttons occasionally. Here we go. Ask about the cubicle building. That's our food storage facility. By converting lightning energy to ice, we've created a refrigeration system that can prevent spoilage. It's a godsend, I'll tell you that. These parts get a lot of rain and humidity, so if we didn't have our refrigeration, we'd have a massive mold problem on our hands. Huh. so we'll be heading in that direction. In that case, let's just keep heading in this one. Ah, up there. After lightning energy is absorbed in the electrocapacitor, it's transmitted to this power converter. Its function is to stabilize and distribute appropriate levels of energy to each household and facility. You look lost. Are you more of a visual learner? Let's pay a visit to the partitioned water tank on the north side of town. Okay, well, hold on a sec. See, so we'll go up here. There we go. Yep, that one's zappy. There we go. And oh, we gotta head all the way out there. Okay. Menya. What's up, dude? Aren't you the guest who is touring the farm with Queen Sphene? Is there something I can assist you with? Somebody asked me to pick veggies for them. Ah, so Paquenya sent you to get produce. You'll certainly find no shortage of that here. This time of year we have glass gem corn, Tirali pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. Take your pick. What is glass gem corn? That sounds interesting. Plump kernels of corn peek out from within dried husks. Judging from the sheer size, these tubers are sure to be filling. The brightly colored pumpkins are heavy with pulp and seeds. I say let's get the corn. The corn servant would surely approve. Corn is a highly versatile vegetable. I'll bag it up for you. Here. Okay, and you're just giving it to me for free? Okay. Back. Thank you for handling that, by the way. It'll be some time before we need to worry about any Oglop sightings. As cleaners, we're responsible for sanitation, waste disposal, recycling, even land maintenance, all in the name of keeping our homes free of bacteria. And unlike the entirely artificial Everkeep, we get a lot of bugs here on the outskirts. Trust me, they'll move right in if we let them. Oglops in particular are the worst offenders. They spread disease through the germs they carry, so their extermination is non-negotiable. Problem is, they're genetically predisposed to withstand even the harshest of environments, which makes them tough to kill. Personally, I find them kinda cute, but as cleaners, we have a job to do. We'll never be able to eradicate them completely on account of their propensity to breed, but thanks to your hard work, we have a few more moons before we need to worry about them again. Here, for a job well done. Thank you. And then we had somebody up here. Right there in the house. It's a cool effect. It sounds like everything. Even the lamps? Okay, I got your dinner, Paquina. Welcome back. Did you pick me out something tasty? Your selected vegetable has been lovingly swaddled in this burlap sack for ease of carrying. Thank you. Yes, I think I'll bake up some hearty cornbread and serve it with butter. It's a traditional Yasulani dish that's been passed down for generations. Even now, it's fairly popular. Made with our freshly grown vegetables, I feel closer to nature with every bite. Something you won't experience with the food produced in Everkeep. Anyway, thanks for humoring me. Here, take this. You don't mind ready-made, do you? Oh. There's a tart. Okay. Now we're going in this direction. Did I talk to you before? Sorry, I'm a little busy. I must organize these resources before they can be traded in Everkeep. I'm very curious about Solution 9. What's the weather, by the way? Umbral static. Huh. Right. So after lightning energy is allocated to the residential grid, it's utilized in a variety of ways, one of which is that tank there. Normally, it's a receptacle for filtering rainwater. By using Electrope to convert the lightning energy to fire, however, we can have hot water readily available at any time. Amazing, isn't it? Lastly, let's go have a look at the control tower, just up the stairs. Up here, you say? Okay. These panels enable us to freely adjust each of the public utilities individually. The utility manager monitors the operational status of each facility, keeping an eye out for any problems. Not a glamorous job, but it's important work. Well, I think that about covers it. Let's loop back around to the electrocapacitor, shall we? It's all the way on the other side of town, though. So, let's just start with the questing. Preoccupied resident. What's that? Do I know a Namika? I've never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. Note to self, buy tarps. Lots of tarps. And bug repellent. We really don't want an Oglop infestation. I feel like Oglops might have been a critter from Final Fantasy IX. That name sounds weirdly familiar. It's been so long since I played, though. How fair should you ever keep assignment? No response. Do I recall caring for somebody until... I do recall caring for someone until recently, And you say that it was a woman named Namika? Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. Huh. And nobody's concerned about that. Is this a bed? I bet I could sleep on at least. Is this a house I can go inside of? Nope. Ah, there's the card player. What do you got here? Playing Triple Triad reminds me of an old friend in Tuliola. How about a game? Sure. Let's see. Same, none, swap, and dissension. Oh shoot, if it's dissension, I picked the wrong deck. Well, this is not gonna be good. Actually, this could still possibly work out. Okay, so smaller ones win, right? So in that case... Oh, it's not. Oh, that's right. Okay. Now I remember. In that case then... Draw, okay. Why do you keep getting my best card? No draw. Sentry R8. That must be the card I get here. Or maybe Maxomolajaja? Oh, that was dumb. Nope, actually that worked out. -2, it's 5. Still didn't get the card though. probably try 2 more times, then I'll try for another day. Let's see here. Drat. That's annoying. Oh, come on. Card. Couple more times. Well, we'll try again another day. What do you got to say other than that? You were here with earlier with Queen's Fiend, yes? If you're from beyond the barrier, perhaps you know of a game called Triple Triad? I used to play it all the time when I lived back in Tyrol. Why, it lifts my spirits to think back to such carefree days. Over here? Where's this person? Ah, there you are. I think you're the first Lalafell we've seen here. An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Even if it's for research purposes, I simply cannot stand being out here. With all the lightning and whatnot, only a fool would choose to live in a place like this. So you're not a resident here. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika, as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too, and I sensed none of that in the moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepone seemed to forget, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also had said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kakia instead? Speen said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's adorable. What is that? Unidentified floating object. Impossible. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We'd better destroy it. Ah! Makes me think of Solosis, the Pokemon Solosis's evolved form. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Erinville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Okay. Let's talk to the Electro guy. Not in that direction. Was it up here? Yeah. There we go. So, how'd I do? Hopefully I've answered all your most burning questions. Believe it or not, I'm not actually an engineer, just an apprentice. I was inspecting the capacitor when you arrived. Thanks for letting me ramble, though. It's a great opportunity to brush up on my studies. You're welcome, sir. Anyway, let's chase Solosis. Was the evolved form Raynucleus or something like that? Let's see. Whoops. Excuse me. Nothing but birds over here. That voice. Could it be? How could you hear it from that far away? Then again, you do have big ears. Oh, that looks like him. Or it. Bloop, 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 bloop. Ooh, a cave. You found it? To the northeast? Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. It's just a cute blobby thing. Thunder Spirit. Lots of Thunder Spirits. An old coal mine. It appears to have long been since abandoned, so like so many other places. I think it's safe to assume it went to the mines. The stones in those crates. Could it be turquoise? So it went in here? I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. You know, I just realized I've been completely ignoring my ether compass, too. To the north. Oh, well, we're headed north anyway, so that works. Earth and sky. Oh, and there it is. Ooh. Curious. It would appear no one has worked these tunnels in quite some time. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. What's on the wall here? Kind of a weird shape, or I don't know. Well, let's go grab this before we forget. There we go. Where's the other nearest one? To the east. Oh, over there. Okay. This tunnel just keeps going. A device made with electrope. Seems to be the only one here. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Ooh, ominous. I think it's gonna be a fake out though.
What is this?
Ironville!
We kind of came in here.
A trap?
No, we're invading their personal space. Oh!
It really is you!
Huh.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I had to say.
Who?
I just have to get a look at you in the light, and I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elderspiel!
My darling, what now?
It's adorable.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
I think explanations are in order. Fussy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
Hold on, I gotta rehydrate. It always makes my avatar look like he's having a seizure. Okay, let's continue.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Elderspiel was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you knew my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, but this won't do. Come in! Friends of my Elderspiel are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
So, is this the rebel group or something?
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Good question. So far this place is terrible at giving answers. Oh. Huh. Interesting music. Oh, this is the Tantalus theme. Oh, yes. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, at this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. Aaronville's mother is a floating machine. Right. That makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. Yep, agree with that. The Allegans had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kakiwa is safe? Oh, hello. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. Gone and forgotten. Aaronville's conflicted by this long-faded reunion. Oh, you know what? These people don't seem to have the little head things, the glowy thingamajiggers on their head. Let's hear what she has to say. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Baldessian. It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for operations. We're members of a resistance organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zeralja's ambitions for conquest. As leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't easily be found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you've already noticed, everything you can see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to its members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zeralja. But we failed to do that, and now he's taken an army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electro technology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Wow. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Ah. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation, to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Wow. Extra lives, literally. Souls is a common resource, and payment for services rendered. The Voidsent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind. And similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Would the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Amika's existence... The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories related to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. Huh. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed. All memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Oops. Lecture time. Death. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. Oh, is that what we saw happen in Tuliolal? The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Extra life. One up. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system, to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here? On the surface, it's similar to the Yokoi philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, the system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Are you a native Alexandrian, then? Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe the Turali would also accept this way of living. It came to a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sveen didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met? She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zaralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I think we have. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me, and you'll find out. Bloop. Bloop. Take care not to get struck by lightning out there. One fellow reckoned you could dodge them by jumping back the instant there's a flash, but that's crazy if you ask me. That's a reference to Final Fantasy X. Okay, so they are referring to the lightning fields, or the thunder plains here. That was how you get the most powerful weapon for one of the characters in the game. I think it was Lulu's weapon? Nostalgia is my twin sister. Like most people, we both used to wear regulators, but, well, let's just say a lot happened. Nostalgia. Oh. Hey, you two aren't like Devla and Popola, are you? Firearms make the most sense for people who don't have combat training, like us. That's why we salvage as many as we can from the mechanical soldiers, and convert them for our use. Okay. let me explore for a little bit. Just ignore me, bat. You're big ones. Anything in here? Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, look at your... Oh, you're creepy. Oh, yuck. Okay. What's in the other direction? What big eyes you have. Effective Century 8. Fate over here. Let's see if we can make it. Ow. Oh, that's a big one. What does the fate text actually say? Uh-oh. Nope, too late. Well, one might argue that the deadly protrusion on axe beak's beak is always better resembled a scythe than an axe. The fact of the matter is that they have been and always will be called axe beaks and not scythe beaks. Except for Scythebeak, the winged monstrosity that roams Alexandria, looking to reap souls of his next victims. Yay! Okay, Anyway, with that taken care of, let's go back to the cave entrance. We're close to the cave entrance. We're to see how the regulators work, but how? I'm sorry, but I just can't accept the idea of using souls as a resource. So those regulators are to blame for everyone forgetting Namika, for forgetting what a wonderful person she was. To alter the memories of the populace with such precision is no small feat. What does she intend to show us? Oh, wait, hold on. It's a bonus right here. Let's check this one out. There's been reports of faulty sentries firing for forgers out here in the Thunder Yards, and the Nine's offering a bounty to decommission the lot. Who are the Nine? Sounds like easy money, but I didn't expect there to be so many of the metalheads. If you're to do the same, perhaps we can work together? Sure. Oh, and you're just charging ahead. Okay. Boy, calm down. Oh, Nelly. of experience. Nice. I'd say that's mission accomplished then. We contractors have to stick together, eh? Alright. Bye. Okay, back we go. Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunderyard's hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, from one of these hunters. How do we get up there? Over here? Here we go. What do you think is in this box? I'm guessing food. Judging by its name, I take it this facility is for gathering lightning energy. Given the opportunity, I should very much like to study Electrope on behalf of the students. While I am not blind to the potential benefits of these regulators, the risks inherent in giving another party the power to alter your memories cannot be overstated. Never mind the ethical considerations of using souls in such a fashion. Let's get this over with. Strika will show you what life can be like wearing a regulator. Kakiwa, what are you doing here? And with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Spheen's crown, but they aren't wearing anything at all. Oh, so she is wearing a regulator. I thought she was not. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning, or attacked by beasts? I can assure you they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kakia said that you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact that they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. Special selection? I brought this lot here to see the danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. You all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can? Oh, I wonder if the like special souls are the ones that allow them to transform. Like the guy in what was the dungeon called? Vanguard, that's right. Charge Bolt Hound. Nope. Speaking of which, I'm not speaking of which, but looks like there's some nasty beasties over here. Oh, are you that same hunter? And a bell since my final century falls, and already the bloodthirsty catapleps are moving back in. It's not one thing, it's another, right? Such as the life under the dome. Those catapleps will need to be put down, but they may stray to the nearby farms before we can deal with them all. You keep the catapleps occupied, or I go warn the farmers. Oh, that's nice. Sure. I'll do this all backwards. Now we have a friend. And a sage at that. A little late, dude. Oh, more beasties to slay. Was it a big one? It's a catapleps. This one will do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I faced worse. Just watch. I don't like the looks of this. Let us help. Oh no. Look out! Arrgh. You. 12 preserve. She needs healing. Where's the beastie exactly? That was embarrassing. Bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. Oh. Just like Soooo. Come on, let's get out of here. That's also a function of the regulator? I think I understand now how Soooo was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me, you empowered yourself with the soul of a beast? I'm reminded of the Serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you cross paths with one of the king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved by gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls, those of peoples and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure that no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work in much the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of a chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings. It becomes more and more reminiscent of Void Scent. Yet, unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilizations and their reflections are surprising indeed. Thinking back to... Oh, I thought they were going to give us another flashback to Emmett Silk. That's basically exactly what Emmett Silk said. I've never seen it for myself, but it's said that if a beast's soul is potent enough, a single soul is enough to induce a monstrous transformation. Sphene speaks of lived experiences that suggest she's far older than she appears. Considering the power of these regulators, perhaps it's not too far-fetched. When Emmett Silk spoke of surprising civilizations and other reflections, I wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. That's exactly what I was saying. Having seen the beauty of the ethereal sea firsthand, I simply can't accept what they've done here in Alexandria. I understand this is part of their culture, but it is no less disconcerting. While we all have our own thoughts on souls, for now the most important thing is we know what powers Zeralja has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate the corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Tuli Olad's concern. With his newfound power, Zeralja has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Level up? Woo! The worth of a soul and enhanced addle. Regulators give Zeralja a frightful advantage, and that's just one of the devices he's gotten his hands on. If we're to have a chance at defeating him, we'll have to learn all we can about the technology he has at his disposal. What if we knock the regulator from his head? Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Days of Thunder. Let's go check out this fate up here. Uh-oh. Ow. Wait, how do we get up there? Guess we have to go around? Nope. Okay. Looks like it'd be useful. see if we can handle 4 at once. Hey, over here. We got another one here. That's that one again. Might as well take it. Oh. Ouch. Oh, we have Veteran Hunter. Oh, more quests popped up. go. We got Twist of Fate. Nice. Oh, there's another Fate right in front. Is that the same one from before? Yep, looks like it is. Okay, I'll take it. Okay. talk to the veteran hunter first. Fear of lightning in the Thunder Yards. Sick of waiting around. Rough place for a stroll, ain't it? I'm impressed you made it out this far. If only my training had the same grit. The plan was to go on a hunt together, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of her all day. I reckon the lightning's got her scared stiff. We're supposed to meet here, so I'd rather not step away if I can help it. Could you swing through the outskirts, look for a fresh-faced hunter, quaking in her boots? Sure. We're probably heading back in that direction anyway. Embracing Oblivion. Ooh, we get cake. Tender shortcake. Kakiwa regards you with concerned curiosity. I trust you've gained insight into the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all, but for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. At this rate... There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. It is well that we could see firsthand how regulators are used, to draw upon even the souls of fiends. I shudder to imagine how powerful Zeralja could become. What does Lamati wish to discuss, I wonder? To think that everyone has lived here for 30 years, long enough to become accustomed to the way of life. I understand the argument that we should keep an open mind. This practice is integral to their culture, but every fiber of my being rails against it. I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain that there's a wide gulf between Tuliolal and Alexandria. And while Zeralja knows everything about us, we hardly know anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep. So, here I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we will work with Kakiwa, and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust, but the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Zeralja. Sphene, too, claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenvel's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she's the ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word. Fair point. And knowing Zeralja, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we could get would be welcome. Hold on. There's no guarantee it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliolal. As you say, we have no proof it's really Kakuya. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that, and we need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zoraljah for good and for all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, we'll deal with it when it's sprung. That's always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Everybody's gathered together. The vow of resolve is possessed of conviction and flexibility both. If the tales are true, she's learned much in the course of the rite of succession. While I'm all for dealing with Zoraljah, we need to consider how our actions may affect ordinary Alexandrians. They're not the enemy, after all. I agree with Wuplomat. It's a gamble, regardless of whether or not we choose to work with the people here, and more knowledge is better than less. Oh, hello again. The wildlife can be very dangerous out there. You need to take care if you don't wear a regulator. You understand how regulars work now, I trust? And it's one of those things that's best seen in action. With the resources at their disposal, I'm hoping that Kakuya and her people will make great allies. Oh. I'm unaccustomed to seeing her make decisions like a ruler. Better that than her former vacillating self, though. He's watching me. Kakuya, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zoraljah. Whoa! But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it fails to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zoraljah. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. Face. I realize this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you. My fussy little bun-bun. He's all the reason I need. Then it's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Thank you, Kokuya. Everyone. Together, we'll achieve great things. I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Saraja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion. The king resides on the uppermost level. But while Queen Sphene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only be the Queen. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Saraja will eventually march on Tuliolao again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. No. He'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tuliolao. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so. What did I say? I wasn't given an option. Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kona instead. He'll attack Tuliolao again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliolao requires that Zaraja lead his forces through Vanguard. We'll have lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with the Y'shtola, and we'll make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zaraja to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh? I thought this place was it. Oh, you'll be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is, how to get you through the checkpoint. Ah, about that. Sveen said that she'd make it so we could enter without an issue. She did? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Well, perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, hey? After all, names are good to know when working together. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, leader of this hideout. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakwe. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakwe is a Tonawatan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right. Our mother is Tuliolao, and her father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother, and we didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now, everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here, he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. Sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together, we'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Go on. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tonawatan name, I haven't the faintest how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes, our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts, all. Ah, Elena Shipya. One last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kakuya. She talks about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. Dots. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. They gave us cake. New cutscene. Meanwhile, in Everkeep. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont.
Uh-oh.
No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse.
Why?
Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
Okay.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as Argos align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wook Lamont, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuliolal.
What now?
So is there some bigger threat that they're facing? Aside from just Zeralcha? Like, why does she actually need his power? Okay. Well, that's a pretty good stopping point. It is now 6 a.m. and I need to get some sleep. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And next time, I guess we'll see where things take us. No clue where things are going right now, but I am looking forward to getting into Solution 9. So, thanks, and see you all later. Bye-bye.